Hi again. Thanks for watching my videos. Last week, I mentioned and talked about how I was still struggling with starting to take the Dutasteride, and I'd been struggling with that for a couple months now since it was prescribed to me shortly before the start of the new year by the endocrinologist I saw for hormone replacement therapy again. And basically, between the last video and now, I finally just decided to start taking it because I just really desired the good things that I should be getting from it, like the hair growth and helping with my skin and stuff. So I took the plunge, and I guess it's been all right so far. A lot of people worry about the side effects, but honestly, I haven't really experienced anything other than the brain fog that people mention, and that was only temporary. On the first day that I took it, it was really, I don't want to say intense, but I could definitely feel it quite strongly. Um, Assuming, it wasn't all just in my head because I was psyching myself out. I did have like multiple little panic attacks throughout the day, especially even when I was at work because I felt like just kind of like in a daze, really foggy. I mean, I was still able to function cognitively, like, you know, I would like to for the most part, but just, I don't know, it was definitely like somewhat like a bit of a feeling of being in a daze. And I've been taking it every other day, and I took it again for the second time yesterday, and I definitely felt that feeling again, though it didn't last for as long the second time, which was nice. As far as taking it every other day, I decided to do that mostly because of people online saying that's more than enough, and also just because it seems kind of difficult to take it at the same time every day, especially since on days that I don't have work, I often will be getting up quite a few hours later than I usually do. And I guess, like, it seems to me personally, if I'm taking it every other day, it's a little bit easier to kind of keep things lined up somewhat for me. And for anybody who's watching this, I guess, and is curious about my starting point or why I would want to take Dutasteride for my hair, um, basically, I'm going to try to do this as best as I can. I have to hold the phone kind of awkwardly to record these, but basically, yeah, I have kind of a receded hairline, and the density of my hair isn't really where I'd like for it to be personally, especially as someone who's trying to transition to female for the second time. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure how best I could display progress for taking this, but I will do the best that I can for the time being. I'm not really financially well off for anybody who's actually been watching these videos so far, which is okay if you haven't. I don't really expect people to watch them, really, but yeah, I don't really feel comfortable spending money on many things because I don't make very much, and my setup for recording these is kind of scuffed, I guess you could say. I just record them on my phone, and I have to sit in a pretty awkward position with my legs propped up on my bed while I sit on a bench so that I can hold the phone and keep it kind of steady while, resting it on my knees and stuff. Uh, I will try to give a better view, I guess, of my hair for anybody who might be interested in the progress or, how things change over time. Uh, yeah, I guess I don't really expect to be like giving progress updates on something like that. Like every week, maybe like once a month or something. Because, I mean, generally from what I've read, you don't even really start to notice or see any changes until like about 3 to 6 months, maybe even more. But yeah, I guess as far as like skin though, that might be a little bit more noticeable, though it does seem like, at least in these videos when I'm recording them, it's kind of harder to notice like the acne and things like that, but that bothers me a lot and was definitely another major factor in me wanting to start taking the Dutasteride, despite my like fears and anxieties about it and the things that I've read. And it definitely took a lot of reading things to finally work up the courage, and talking with my doctor a little bit more and so on. It took a lot. Uh, Kind of lost my train of thought a little bit as to what I wanted to say next. I guess at least as far as this past week, when it was better for me mentally, I am not as dark of a place mentally, and I wasn't wishing to like fall asleep and not wake up like I had been. I did not get to talk to my therapist this past week, even though I was scheduled to see her, because right before my appointment with her, I met with a psychiatrist for the first time in the same building, and that appointment kind of ran over time. And by the time that was up, there wasn't really much time left for me to see my therapist, so they just didn't even do the appointment, which, I mean, I was kind of upset about at the time, not with the psychiatrist or anything. She was very sweet and I enjoyed talking to her, but just upset because I had really wanted to see my therapist that day just so she could see kind of more like what I'm like when, I'm not in a good place mentally. And it did upset me at the time. Um, Also, somewhat in relation to that, despite my, like, I don't remember if I've discussed it previously in any of these videos, but despite my major fears and anxieties with driving, I actually did take myself to that appointment, which was kind of a pretty big deal for me, especially because, this area that we live in now is a lot more populated, and has a lot more traffic and people out driving than where we used to live, which was more of like a rural farmland kind of wooded area where things are more spread out. And roads are, for the most part, just two lanes, one going one direction and one going the other. So these like areas around here that are like 5 or 6 lanes and there's tons of cars everywhere, it's really really difficult for me. It gives me a lot of anxiety. So that was a big deal for me to take myself to that appointment. It wasn't a good time. I didn't even sleep very well the night before because of how much I was worrying about it, but I did it. So there's progress there, I guess. Somehow the time for the video is almost up. We're at 9 minutes and 30 seconds, so I'll try to wrap things up. I do have another appointment tomorrow, and tomorrow I will also be taking Dutasteride for the third time. So I'm looking forward to that, I guess, and it's back to work again too. So there's that. But thank you to anybody who's watched my video or videos. I really appreciate it. And I guess that's it. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.